Hi Gary, my name is Taylor and I'm Ron's speech pathologist. I hope this video will help you to create some community request cards for Ron. Firstly, I'm just going to inform you of a few key terms that will be used throughout this video. Community request cards are an alternate, non-verbal way to communicate and request items and services within a community. A communication partner is a person who is involved in the communication. For example, you may be a communication partner to Ron some of the time. And a communication breakdown is when a conversation does not make sense and hence meaning is unfortunately lost. I think it's really important you understand why community request cards are useful. Community request cards will help Ron to access any community and leisure activity he enjoys, for example, travelling on public transport to the football or going grocery shopping when perhaps you aren't available. Being more independent when he participates in community activities like ordering a coffee. It helps to aid the communication partner to understand what is wanted and how to respond to the request. And it encourages Ron to independently communicate with others. The Department of Human Services in Victoria reports that community request cards generally reduce frustration, increase independence, increase engagement with others, and increase one's ability to develop relationships, which is a really important aspect of communication. Community request cards usually include a word or sentence demonstrating a simple request, a picture of the object being requested, and optionally a ring holding all the cards together. Things to avoid when making community request cards include messy, busy cards with lots of colour, pictures, and text. Ideally, the request cards should be simple and limited to one request per card. Furthermore, the background colour of the cards should be white or muted, with the main source of colour coming from the pictures used to describe the objects. You should not use small font and pictures because if there are issues with the cards being seen by the communication partner, communication breakdown could occur, and this is not ideal in Ron's situation. You should also avoid generic, unpersonalised phrases like, "Can I please have a coffee?" as this will not aid Ron when communicating as it is lacking in personal detail. Instead, a phrase that may be more useful to Ron would be, "Can I please have a cappuccino with 2 sugars?" as this is genuinely what Ron would order at a cafe. You can see here that the community request cards have simple pictures, simple requests. For example, I would like a small fries with a receipt to dine in, please. Clear black font and text with a clear white background so that the pictures and the text stand out. So, how to make them? First of all, you need to decide with Ron what activities he would like to put on his cards. Ron needs to be an active participant within this process, and he could potentially think about what activities he does regularly, what he enjoys doing, or what he has the most difficulty communicating. Secondly, it's important to decide on the size of the cards you're going to make. So Ron may want smaller cards, which he can fit inside his wallet, or larger cards to ensure that they are easily visible by his communication partner. Step 3 is to decide on the message or request, and step 4 is to type or write the message on the card. Step 5 is to decide on the image. It's best to ensure the image is simple, clear, and universal so that a variety of people can understand. Step 6 is to print, cut, and perhaps laminate the cards to ensure longevity of use. And step 7 is to attach the cards together on a chain so that they are easily accessible and not going to get lost. In summary, here are a few things to remember. Community request cards will help Ron to independently communicate. They will usually include a word or a sentence to request and a representation of the object or picture. The steps: so first you decide on the message, secondly you decide on the size of the cards, thirdly you clearly write or type on the cards, fourthly you decide on the image, and lastly you print, cut and laminate the cards. Thank you for watching my video, Gary, and if you have any questions you can contact me on my email which is listed below.